I don't want to swap
Why?
out my camera either.
Oh, you're fine, Jake.
No, it's just
You just
what the
murdered your
heck?
camera. You just murdered your own camera.
I guess so. What the fuck, man?
It didn't like you talking shit, bitch.
I guess not.
Turn up, stop camera and start it again. That might help.
There we
There
go.
you go. That's what
That's
I had
weird.
to
It
do
just
because
randomly
mine was
stopped
like
the video.
super fuzzy. Because if you can see my chair right there, because I busted out the plastic chair because no
Yeah.
squeaks. My that gaming chair I bought came in, but I just haven't built it yet.
Dude, I hate putting together chairs so bad.
Yeah, that one was really easy to put together because everything is just dump. You put it to it. Putting it together was on the arms, using the arms to get the seat and the back together. For as fat
Hmm.
as I am, that's lasted forever for with just that. I see if the neighbors want it when I get rid of it because I was over at their place trying to show them how to put a card on eBay, even though they already had the information on eBay. But
A car on eBay,
card,
did you? Oh,
da.
card. Okay.
Yeah. They have too many fucking cars. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't get suburbia, Jake. I don't get it one bit. Why the fuck do two retired people need three cars? Two fucking
Various reasons,
SUVs,
Bob.
two SUVs that are the goddamn same, and a truck. I understand having a truck for truck's sake. That actually can help you out with a bunch of shit. I mean, it's they go camping a lot, it pulls the thing, but you don't need two SUVs. If it's just two retirees,
I don't
it,
disagree.
it bottles the mind, Jake. It looks exactly like it did before you started.
Well, I have a Mr. B's and you don't.
Fuck you.
So.
Eat a dick. Dude, no
Oh,
joke. Oh,
go ahead.
no. You first. You first.
This came at a cost more than just monetary. So I took Annie and Gus
Oh,
with me
Lord.
like I normally do, right?
Okay.
And you've seen it. Like Gus is really good about getting out of the car and going right to
Oh,
the front door.
yes. He's good about that one thing.
Like in general, I mean, it could definitely be worse. He could
Okay.
maybe be
Let's
a
put
little
it
bit
this way.
better, but
I don't see him at his best because I am not there when he is just at home.
yeah,
It is a
true.
new place. It is a fun new place. He's always excitable. Hi, Ollie. He is always excitable. So I'm not saying I hate Gus when I do that. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that boy's a fucking handful.
he is. He's a handful. Like I won't know. All right. So I open up the back door. Annie runs right toward the house. Gus, instead of running toward the house, trots off to the lawn in the front yard and then keeps trotting and keeps trotting. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And I kind of squat down. I'm like, come here, Gus, come here. And he stands in the middle of the road looking at me with his side to me, looking at me like
asshole. Hi. Like,
and
I'm out the road, bitch.
I was trying to do all the things to make it sound like it wasn't a game, just trying to get him excited and come to me, right? The fucker took off. Like he just like kept going, like all these different yards. And I got in the car and Annie went into the house. The door was wide open. So I got into the car, took off for Gus, and I saw a blue car that was going east, I guess you would say, toward 4400 West. So they were driving and I could see them driving slow. So I'm like, they've got to be slowing down because Gus is right there nearby, right? So they had stopped to be like, hi, and they were petting on him. And he's like, hi, new friends, and everything. And I pulled up and I'm like, he's such a dick. And they're like, oh, is he yours? And I was like, yeah, he's mine. And I was like, usually he's really good about going right to the house, but this time he just decided, nope, I'm peacing out.
You might want to start having him with the collar and whatever you can get.
Yeah, he's got the collar on right now. That was going to be the part of the story.
And also always have his fucking heart. Does he have a harness still? Or?
Yeah, he has a harness still.
Oh, yeah, because you do take him on a walk.
Yeah. So I get back, realize that the front door was still open. Annie's not in the house.
Oh, no.
And Annie is Annie's a good girl.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, God. is she? So I go to get back in the car, and she was just like 2 houses down, right here on the same side.
Just cold
It's
chilling.
almost like she just went to look to see where me and Gus were, and to see what was going on.
Oh, that's so
and
cute.
She came trotting up, had a treat, and she came trotting up, and she's like, "Hi, I just wanted to."
You
see
guys didn't abandon me.
Yeah. I'm just like,
oh.
I put Gus outside, and I was like, dude, this is all your fucking fault. Like, Annie's gone.
Oh,
You're
the
being
anxiety, the fucking, like, oh my God, your adrenaline starts cranking, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like half your brain is like, fuck, they're going to get hit by a car because people are dickheads. And the other half is, fuck, someone's going to steal my dog. Fuck. Yeah.
Luckily, the people who stopped were really cool. They're like, we saw him and he didn't have a collar and we didn't know what was going on. I was like, yeah, I usually don't keep it on him because, there's no need. He doesn't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Mal now has his collar on all the time because of that shit. Like, because of what happened like a couple weeks ago. Like, yeah.
So I'm like, guess what? Here goes your collar. And he's just been pouty all morning now. I don't know.
Too fucking bad.
I think he knows he's in trouble.
Oh no, it's because you have a collar on.
Has the collar on. And he's been so mopey. Like, oh, you hate me. He's been like
fucking emo.
So
how could this happen
right
to me?
I'm just like, dude, you're such a shit. I was so mad at him.
Oh, it's so great. I fucking love it.
Little fucker.
But no, dude, no fucking joke. I cannot wait till mid-May. I can't. Because I know it's supposed to be between 2 to 4 weeks after your second shot that you're considered fully. I'm getting a fucking haircut. I can't fucking stand it, B. My hair is everywhere. It's goddamn ridiculous. I'm finding my ass crack again. Oh, because I shed constantly. So I'm getting, even though that is, in my opinion, the best fucking line in this entire podcast was when you find a errant hair in your ass and you yank it out when you're like, just scratching your butt. And all of a sudden you like pull a hair out like you're fucking Woody. There's a snake in my boot. Like you're pulling that ripcord and shit. Like, no, I fucking, oh God. Yeah. But yeah, no joke. I was actually thinking like the reason I hadn't got a haircut in so long is like, I kind of want to just grow it out, see what happens again. Then the plague happened. And I was like, hey, guess I'm just not getting a haircut for a while.
Quite fortuitous there.
Because I was actually going to fucking set up an appointment. But then I realized that then it was like, that's when the same day the government set up a stay-at-home order. I was like, guess I'm not. I was like, okay. It was like a couple of weeks before, work stopped or with work from home. But nah. So I was like, okay. But goddamn, dude, it's the thing is, though, since it's super curly, since it is just curly, it doesn't look that long. It like usually sits right here, but good God, I can't fucking stand it. I just have to have it up. What's the point of having hair if you're just having it up the whole time?
Yeah.
And also my weird ass not having a fucking a solid hairline. I mean, look at this weird little jakey, like, good God.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, there's parts of me that's like, well, maybe whenever I get older and get more gray, maybe I'll try to grow it out long and, be all suave and shit. But I just can't. I can't do it, man. I can't. Anytime I think about just letting my hair grow
I like
out,
having a little bit of thick because it is kind of nice to grab it. I like just to relax
on my ears. It just drives me crazy.
Oh no, that's fine. I like I said, the reason I'll always love BioWare games is their default hairstyle is my hairstyle. Yeah. Or every game has that fop that I have. So that's just how my hair normally do.
Yeah. But you got way more curls and stuff than I do.
It is foofy. So, I got foofy hair.
Mine's just like thick and straight with very little wave. It does get more wave to it whenever it's longer. But even then, it's not a lot.
Yeah, you got dad's hair.
Yeah, like mine isn't straight like Cody's.
Oh yeah, Cody's was
but it's
straight
not
fucking that was full on hippie hair. Cody was just
yeah.
a straight fucking greasy hippie.
And it's not curly like yours, but it's thick like yours, but not
Yeah, but at least it's
thin
not
like
fucking
Cody's.
frizzy, Jake. You can eat a dick, you
Dude, my
non-frizzy
hair is totally frizzy, dude. That's why I put product in my hair,
I want
because
you
it's
to
frizzy.
tell that to mom. She will hate you as much as I do right
Dude,
now.
you guys used to call me Poofy Head because of fucking Aladdin. Like whenever the terrible
that's
haircuts
not
that
frizzy. That's just having volume to your Jake. What I'm talking about frizzy is like even just putting it back, it's still all just fuzzes. It is
that's
so
why
bad.
my hair is sitting the way it is. That's why I have to put it to the side or to the front, because if I try doing anything else, it's frizz. It doesn't. If I just have errant hairs, like if I just like wash my hair and I dry it off and I don't touch it, there's just hair sticking up wherever.
That's literally everybody. That's just what happens when you let hair dry. You're acting like that. That's just normal. But after you comb it, if it's still just as bad, that's a different thing, Jake. That's
like, again, that's why I use product in my hair.
Well, that's why I had to start too. It's bad. Mine's bad. And I don't even use a hair dryer, so it's even worse.
Yeah, no, anyway, freaking mom hair.
Oh God, I know. I got it the worst. Except I got it the absolute. At least you had.
You're the only one that could get like a fro out of the three of us. You're the only one, because you have mom's hair. You could get a fro if you.
It's horrid. All right.
Mom, I love that our mom had a fro, dude. It was
the fucking 70s. Everybody had a fro.
Well, those with curly hair.
God, and also it's so hot. I don't understand. Like every time I see like somebody with like just a massive fro, especially my first thought is, holy shit, that's holding itself up really well. My second thought is, oh, their poor ears are so fucking hot. Oh my God. Oh God. All I can think of is like just the heat, like trapped in your head. Oh, like your face must be so goddamn on fire.
Yeah.
Because no joke. Yeah. There's a reason I always have my hair up because it's so fucking hot. Even in winter, I can't stand it. I can't wait I might actually have them dye it as well when I do it. Like spend a day there, have someone else do it. Purple. Jake, it's me. I'd have to do a bunch of research and find some that doesn't have that much bleed.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Get a bunch of color protection shit. But yeah, because I tried doing it myself. It fucking failed horrid. And apparently it was some like Party City shit.
Just like me trying with red, it was just a kit that I bought at Walmart, and it just didn't work because my trying to bleach it at home for the red
was bad.
Like those at home kits were never good. Like those times where my hair looked really good, where I would get the tips frosted and would go to Fox's Den. That's the only time my hair looked good, highlighted or dyed.
Have we ever had a more dated reference? We just aged ourselves. Frosted tips.
Dude.
That flat out says literally this happened. It had only happened between the years 1998 and 2002.
I kind of miss them sometimes still.
No, Jay.
The last time I had frosted tips would have been like 05, 06.
Jacob.
And that was probably the last time I wore an earring. It's been a while. Yeah, because like the back part, the back part of my ear has definitely grown in from the piercing, but
I never could have. I'm glad I never got into piercings for ears for one main reason. Like,
because you have attached.
You see that? Like right there?
Yeah.
I get zits on my ear constantly, and it would suck having more space for ear zits.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
I'm just saying, sometimes I do. Sometimes I was like, man, I was fly as hell whenever I had those. Man.
No, Jake, people just didn't have standards.
Well, neither did I. So.
Yeah, hence frosted tips.
But it worked.
That's not a thing to Anywho, hello and welcome to another episode of A Brother's Quarrel. That's Jake.
That's Bob.
That's right. We're out of the brackets, although I'm still trying to convince the people that'll be helping out with when you're gone to not do another bracket.
They're like wanting to do brackets and shit.
Different. Yes, similar, but no. I swear to God, if this falls through, I'm going to cry because he's
like digitally metaphorically pointing a finger at you, Fran.
Oh no, I straight fucking called this to her face. Well, her internet face. The two people I'm tapping for this are the ones whose bodies are not Nicole, no, because she's always working. I'm giving her fucking rest. Every time we plan something, their body dies on them. I mean, well, think about with Fran. She was taking over for you when you were in boot camp. Her fucking birth control was defective and she got pregnant. So that's how bad that when we make plans, that's how bad it go.
It's true though.
But yeah. But finally,
I realized we hit 5 years last year and didn't even mention it.
Yeah, Jake, because time is an illusion right now. Time is a flat circle.
Dude, at least March flew by this year compared to last year.
The thing is, though, time is just going, but it's the age. Well, I don't know the actual name of the thing, but I always called it like the age paradigm or something like that, to where when you're 4 years old, a year is a quarter of your life. But when you're 30, it's a 30th of your life. So it seems like it's not as long.
See, I say something similar because I usually say once you hit 25, every year after that, it just seems
it's just period. That's just the way your brain works. Is 1 year of your life is more, actually seems longer when you're younger because it's so much more of your life that 1 year. So your brain focuses on all the information more perfectly. That's also why you learn better when you're younger and also when you're older, because those are the times where your brain focuses more on the year. But anyway, but it's like that, but depression hellscape. Last year, think about how fucking long April was. All right. And now I want you to think about how quickly the rest of that time started going. It was ridiculous. I freaked the fuck out when I realized it was fucking October.
Yeah.
Because I could have sworn it was still July. It was bad.
Mm-hmm. It was.
I don't
Last
remember.
So
like
bad.
it's so Anyway, out of hellscape. Well, it's still in hellscape, but still. June's going to be fun or July's going to be fun because I think that's when I go back to work.
Yeah, I think that they're shooting possibly for the start of Q3 for us to go back. There's a team actually piloting a hybrid model where it's like part here, part there. But like, I'm the type, I'm like, look, if you would let me go back 5 days a week, I totally would. Like, I'm not a fan of work from home. I mean, look, I get that it helps people. And I've always
it's you specifically, it doesn't.
Kids, yeah. Me, not only that, but for me, I have to interact with people. Like, it's really bummed me out mentally.
I'm sort of the same way. Like,
which is funny because you're
no. I was going to explain that. But with you need to. With me, I have to. If I don't, I turn into a horrible shitlord.
Yeah.
I start like, if I don't have something to distract me from me, I get bad. I get so very, very sad. And it's not been a fun fucking time.
No. And on top of all that, like, I tell people this is why it's tough for me, is that if you're having a shitty day at home, right, for whatever reason, right? If you're having a shitty day, you can go to work and get away from it and that sort of thing, right? And
if you have a shitty day at work,
if you're having a shitty day at work, you can come home and you get away from it.
Yeah, it's called compartmentalizing. You can't compartmentalize at work from home.
No, because like I walk out of this office, I know that my shit is still in this room and it's still right here with me no matter what I do.
Yeah. It's so bad. You can't compartmentalize it, Jake. We know I love compartmentalizing things so I don't have to fucking deal with them. This is not fun.
Well, I always give Walmart credit for this because that they were big on compartmentalizing. Like they would tell you, hey, no matter what you have going on outside of the walls, leave it at the door, come in, do your shift. Whenever you leave, pick that shit back up and then worry about it, right? Like legit, that actually helped me. Even with Cody, for instance, that like being able to go back to work helped me out. Same with Mom. And you were already working at Walmart or no? Or
no, I was working at Lifeline. Yeah. We were back for like a couple of weeks before they fucking laid me off and told me about it halfway through the next day that I was already not on the payroll.
Yeah.
I was pissed because I was a bit fucking, I think we were drinking the night before.
Yeah.
I was up late. I know that.
But I had to do the same thing in boot camp. Like the people who didn't make it was they couldn't compartmentalize, right?
Yeah.
So I remember Chief telling us, this was like the first week, second week, something like that. He was like, look, you can't be worried about what's going on outside of these walls. If you do, that's whenever you get hurt or other people get hurt because your focus is not where it's supposed to be. And it's the same way on a ship. If you are on a ship and you're underway.
Oh, Jake, please stop punctuating everything by hitting your desk.
Sorry. you
Thanks, Gus.
You cannot have a successful mission if you're worried about, oh, is my girl or my dude out sleeping around or any of that. It's like, look, they're going to do what they're going to choose to do regardless of your input or not. Right. So what you need to focus on is your safety, your completion of the mission, and the safety of others. That's just full stop. And they're very, very big on that. I don't know if the other branches do the same, but the Navy,
most likely anything that has like isolation shit like that would burrow that into Navy's orientation.
More isolated than all the other branches.
Yeah, because you're all stuck in a fucking egg carton together.
Like, look, you know, if you think of all the ground forces or even the Air Force, right? So if you're mobilized or you're deployed to a theater, right, you technically have the ability to go home, right? Whenever you're underway, they're not going to send a helicopter to the middle of the Indian Ocean to pick your ass up just because you want to go home for Christmas, right? Like that just doesn't happen. So you just need to have the mindset that when you are underway, when you are in that situation, like that's where you need to be at. Hold on, I'm going to go check on them real quick.
Don't worry about it. Oh wait, Saraya's not here, right?
No.
Okay, that makes sense. You fucker. I don't know what. He always talks like he wants to release these videos. Okay, I took a little bit of a step. Like the couch is clean. The fucking Syntec is still, right here. Sadly, I can't get it to connect to my fucking monitor, right? Because that's how Syntec designs their fucking tablets. For some fucking reason, how the fuck can it connect to something and not register that it's connected? And that's a common issue with their systems. I'll never understand. But this motherfucker right here, look at him. Look at him.
could hear you saying something, but I couldn't tell what it was. I was busy telling Gus to stay.
Oh, greatness. I was just, if this, I will say this, Jake, if we're able to make this tight to where I don't have to really do any video editing and I can just port it, I might put this up on the channel. And as much as
I'd totally be okay with
that's
it.
what I was talking about. You keep talking about how we should do that. What happens when you stand up? Like, no presentability, top, nice, you got your hoodie, bam, baby blue nylon shorts hanging off your ass. So I started laughing and I couldn't stop. Yep. Can't stop, won't stop. All right, Jake, did you have any topics that I asked you to get 2 weeks ago?
Yes and no. Well, okay, like in fairness, I was going to take it seriously. And then all the shit last week went down.
Yeah.
And like,
hey, man, it's fine.
I think he's barking at Annie, but
oh, such a dick. Don't bark at Annie. Annie's adorable. She's sloppery, but she's adorable.
Yeah, like all the stuff with Ash, I was just like, it just bummed me out so much, man. And I was just like, well, you know, it happens to all of us. It was just more where like it kind of came up
out of fucking nowhere. Yeah.
Because I was helping her with something. And like less than an hour later, she was being taken to the ER for having a stroke. And you know,
so it's terrifying about it.
And that's even crazier is that she was like working on something.
That's the most terrifying shit about strokes, dude. Like that.
And then on Wednesday, sounded like she was doing good. She was responsive. She still was able to like squeeze her hands and stuff like that, right? I think she was, I don't know if she was intubated, but there was something that was keeping her from talking, maybe, or maybe it was just tubes.
Most likely intubated.
And then she suffered a massive stroke on Thursday and pretty much was a vegetable.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just sucked, man. Like I try, it does help having work, right? That really helps to help mentally focus so you don't have to think about it. The problem was, since she was a coworker, I'm having to do her work.
Yes.
And I'm having to interact with these people.
Think about it because it's part of it. Yeah.
And, you know, and I'm trying not to tell people about what happened because, you know, there's no
it's not your fucking place. It's
and not just that.
It's not their fucking place to know half the time.
Right. Like one of her salespeople that she really liked working with, and they had only been working together for like 3 months. And she really liked him. And you know, I let him know that she was hospitalized, but didn't give him the details. But then whenever she finally passed on Easter morning, like the next day, I told him straight up everything that happened, because at that point it was done, you know, and which he was super bummed about. He's like, oh, you know, it just kind of came out of nowhere and everything else. But, you know, so I was taking everything seriously, but that happened so early in the week that it just kind of ruined. But yeah, so that's just been really, really tough. I took most of Wednesday. I took like 6 of the 8 hours off on Wednesday, which kind of helped. But, you know, all the same, I'm trying to help with these crazy accounts that she was working, and then knowing that we're going to have to move those accounts. And so I'm trying to get them to a good spot so that it doesn't seem like a total shit show whenever it goes to whomever. And I'm trying to handle my own stuff on top of it. It's just been a lot to juggle. And it's just
that I know without the sadness, because the person I back up, it was handled very poorly, retired and didn't really find out about it till the week before. And they're not doing setups for it until the day before, until like next week. Trying to get, so I'm doing 2 jobs as well as, oh my God, porting one of our 3 biggest clients accounts to their own separate accounts. And who's going to be doing about half that fucking work? Once the sales reps finish it, set it up online, it's up to me to do literally everything. So I have my job, her job, this job, which it was, haha, joking. We're just joking. We're not joking. Lee described as, do not do your other jobs. Yeah. Which I literally can't, I physically can't not, because it doesn't matter what the head of sales wants. If I stop doing my job, I'm fucked. If I stop doing her job, everybody else is fucked. And it's just, so I get that.
And one of her accounts is a large hotel chain. And so the account is very decentralized. So the emails that show up come from of places.
Hey, I know that feeling. Do they at least have the same base, the same host, email host, as in like at whatever chain? Yeah, domain. Necessarily. Fuck,
because you see, this chain has purchased other other ones. So sometimes those can show up instead of it being one domain.
I have to deal with shit like that, but Jesus, I make them do the same domain. If it's not the same domain, I don't do it.
The way that we're set up is that whenever a company signs a contract, they're assigned a contract ID, of course, and then they're assigned what's called a profile ID, right? And so a profile, like, they can actually have any number of profiles. Typically, it's just one profile for traditional smartphone lines, one profile for machine to machine, like routers and stuff like that, right? That operate over the network. But
you also, if you don't need to, you don't need to get too deep into it. It's fine.
Yeah, but no. But with this, there's still the one profile ID for the most part. But under that profile ID, there's who knows how many different account numbers.
Yep.
And
it's ridiculous.
Decentralized, not everybody may be showing up as an authorized point of contact. And it's, dude, I'm just like,
welcome to the hell of where I worked when I was in customer service. That bit, I'm glad I don't got to deal with. So I have condolences, but also neener.
Well, the accounts that they gave me were all really relationship cleanup, which whatever. I show up, I kill it in 1 week and assuage their
assuage,
whatever the
assuage. I sausage their fucking fears, y'all.
I sausage that shit. Anyway, so I get them to where, like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. Fix that relationship. It literally took 1 week to fix all of these relationships, right?
Oh yeah, when you're a personable person, it don't take too long to fix shit,
and
unless it's incurable.
And all of my shit is pretty much taken care of.
Nice.
So,
all right, then Jake,
it's just a handful, but I do have one thing. So,
okay,
kind of talked. I know that you're still like on WoW.
But I'm not blue. I've been thinking about hopping back on. It's just I've been having a little bit of fun on Final Fantasy, which we can get into a little bit later.
So
but
I have my 360s, and then I have 350s that I'm working towards 60. Okay. I have found that I actually like doing the alt stuff up until you hit 60. And then you have to start doing all the in-game Torghast stuff. Now, I just did my first 4 Boulevard Torghast run, where you just have to go to explore Torghast to get information. Dude, I went in with Zune, who is super squishy, and wrecked that shit, because I started out with a companion pet or some crazy shit. I don't know if that's something that they.
It was probably this. No, it was probably this week's Torghast affix or whatever.
But dude, there was an epic anima power that I picked up to where whenever I cast, so regardless of which spec you're using, whenever you cast your barrier spell, it puts the other 2 barriers.
Nice.
And I was like, dude, so I'm getting prismatic, the frost, and fire, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And then I picked up one that made Mirrors of Torment instant cast.
What's Mirrors of Torment?
That's the Mage Venthyr.
Oh, what's it do?
It's some sort of dot. I can't remember exactly.
That's,
like, yeah, it puts like 3 mirrors on someone, and then it, after a certain period of time, each one runs up, and then like the third one does like burst damage. So yeah, so I was doing that, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't die once. I didn't even get close to dying, right? I was like, all right, well, this is cool. I can fucks with this. I still need to do that with Aunt Irma.
Ollie?
But
no.
Well, I've got to do all of that beginning stuff with Aunt Irma, because with her, I was actually going through the story, replaying the story, because I wanted to test out all of the warrior covenant skills, right? I almost went Necrolord until I got to the Venthyr storyline and got the covenant, because basically for warriors, the covenant power replaces your execute. But with this one, with condemn, you can use it when they're above 80% and 35% and below.
Oh, so it's an opening closing utility. Burst.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, it's so
good. I always like those abilities, that because you want good burst at the beginning and good burst at the end. You know, in the middle, it's usually all mechanics, so it's not that big of a deal if things are a little bit odd and choppy. But nice.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm gonna try and hop back on sometime. Well,
it's BC time walking, so if you wanted to get some gear on one of your characters,
I'm thinking about taking BC time walking. Oof. That's no. The problem with it is the scaling of BC heroic is batshit insane.
Really?
You're horribly over gearing everything, or it's the fucking shadow labs and nobody knows what to do. Like, I will admit, it is still nice having bosses that will murder you, even if you outgear it incredibly bad. Like, was it Miraz or the elemental at the end of Shadow Labs? I think it is.
Yeah.
Because if you're too far out, he'll kill you.
Murmur, maybe?
Murmur, thank you.
Yeah.
If you're too far out, he'll kill you. Jason, yeah, it was Jason Mraz. You fight Jason Mraz. I love college. Wait, that was Mraz, right? Yeah. But you're either, if you're too far away when he does a certain thing, you die. If you're too close when he does that thing, you die. If you do not get, if you have to basically have to kiss him in the butt and then run the fuck away right away. I like that. I love that. And I was in a group that was actually having trouble with it. And it was just, we decided, like, we all were like, fuck. Once it goes bad, we all just left group. And we were those type of people in that group, because we actually talked about it in chat. I was like, dude, every time we fell on this, I usually just leave. It's like, me too. Let's just do it. Okay. It took us about 4 times, and it was just so fun finally getting him. And I haven't felt that way in WoW in ever. And I'll always remember a fight like that. And I will venture off to say that's also what I'm kind of liking about Final Fantasy, Jake.
Really?
Let's say this. It's not a game you can power level to end game, because it's not a traditional MMO. The story is the game. Kind of like how you think about with Old Republic.
Of course.
Yeah, so basically, here's how you play the first go through. No side quests. Ever. Just do the main story, or do the blue quests, because those actually unlock things, Jake. I was level fucking 50 before I realized there was something you're supposed to unlock at level 15. I just didn't. I didn't know that there was a fast travel system, Jake. I wasn't paying attention.
Saw a tweet or something.
I wasn't fucking paying attention. I was level goddamn 50 before I started fast traveling. And guess what, Jake? The middle of the game is coming back and forth to this place. It's in the middle of the fucking world map. And I found this out because they don't have a fast travel network in the town that's in, but you have like these notes you get that give you one-time travel permits or some bullshit like that. It's stupid fantasy fucking shit. But I did it. I was looking at it and I was like, wait, it actually said in the tooltip that they don't have an Ethernet transport, so they have to use this. Like, wait, Ethernet transport? Wait. One, I was never using these. I was going back and forth between those hidden base, and I didn't realize that you could just fast travel there until 2 missions before we left that base to a place that has a fast travel network.
Right.
So I was end game. I was almost at end game for fucking the first release of this game before I realized there was a travel network. It was bad. I was also in end game when I realized that there was this thing called a challenge log that weekly gives you things that you can do that give you an insane amount of experience and shit that you need to do other things, and it unlocks at 15th level. I didn't realize that there was how you unlock the true like transmog system, which, by the way, the transmog system is fucking stupid. It is bad. It is horribly bad. You need a fucking item to put something in your glamour fucking chest, and then you have 15 fucking panes. You have to mix and match. It's bad. It is so bad. It needs WoW's transmog system. It is horrid. But what it does have, Jake, in WoW, if you're in a pug and someone says, I'm new to this, half the people will bitch or ignore and just let them go. You're basically forced to be nice in Final Fantasy because they take player reporting super fucking seriously, and you can report for just about anything. And it's also used as a fucking weapon instead of, like, if you're like, hey, dude, on this mechanic, you might want to make sure you do this. Like, don't fucking grief me. Reported. I was like, dude. So yeah, the people are you get those. I've only gotten 2 of those the entire time I've played so far. And there's incentive though to be okay with new people. Like, say if you're doing a level 50 and like the end game gear tokens, it'll drop 50 of them. Okay. That's just base. At the end of this dungeon, you'll get 50 of these. If you're with a character, a player who hasn't done this yet, who's new to that, you get 70 additional. So you get incentivized, all right, for almost 120%, right? Yeah, about 120%.
Yeah, something like that.
Because you get double plus 20. Yeah. About that much. Maybe about 110, 115. So anyway, roundabouts. See, if it was 75, it would be easier and I'd be less of an idiot. Yeah. So you get incentivized to continue on like that. It's really nice. And also, there's also another reason why everybody's kind of cool. I think this game's built to make you want to fuck your characters. You mentioned that. It is packed full of himbos, Jake. There's himbos, bimbos, thimbos, wimbos. There's all thimbos, okay? It is 100% hunks. So it makes you fucking invested in the character in the game. Also, if you do ever want to play it, let me know so I can piggyback off that shit and get like the referral stuff. Right. You don't need more than 1 character.
Wow.
You do not need alts because it's a Final Fantasy game, Jake. Oh, there goes your camera.
Son of a bitch.
And Final Fantasy games have jobs. You can slot different once you hit level 10 in your class quest. Once you complete that, you can just switch jobs. But you also have a limited inventory slot. That's the problem with the game. This is my 100% biggest problem with the game is inventory. Oh, and also the UI can be kind of shit half the time.
Right.
But you have 175, I think, item slots. You also get 2 retainers. Like, it's needlessly complicated. You get 2 retainers. Yeah. That's how you use the marketplace That's how you can do like, you can have them go out on jobs and shit to get other stuff. I don't know why you can't just fucking sell shit on the auction house. And also in the marketplace, Jake, you can't sell, like, you can eventually say how much you want to sell of a thing, but you can't buy a specific number of things. Like if you see something, okay, this item there's 80 of them for sale for 100 gold. You can't buy 50 of them. You have to buy all 80.
Right.
But yeah. So you have 2 retainers, each have 175 item slots. There are at least, I think, over 6 or 8 crafty professions and 3 gathering professions if you count fishing.
Right.
You don't have enough fucking space for all this shit. You do not. You have a very finite amount of inventory, and it's goddamn ridiculous that it never increases. It makes no fucking sense. They made it needlessly complicated, and they won't fix it because that's how the game is. There's only but I still have fun. Like I was playing with, like, I ran into Red last week. As in, I was I stopped by a place. I stopped by the fucking, I was doing the shit with my retainers, and an orange person showed. I was like, what the fuck? How do you get an orange name? And then they started waving at me. I was like, wait a minute. Is that Red? And then someone came up named Diego. I was like, oh shit, that's Red's friend who's always on the thing with them. Oh shit.
That's
so funny. I hopped on the Discord for the first time in like 4 or 5 years, talked to him, had a blast. But good thing about putting on the headphones, I also heard the soundtrack. The soundtracks are beautiful, Jake. Just the overworld music. Now you can hear the fighting the summons and shit like that. The, Ifrit and shit like that. Their music, you hear just pounding in your out the speakers no matter what. It's fucking glorious, Jake. The fight music is great. Garuda's is 100% perfect. It's so good just listening to the music of the fights. God, it's fun. So I'm having fun with it. But yeah, cool. I'll try and give WoW another go in a second.
Yeah, let's do like some Nathria today. Let's finish out Nathria. I think that would be fun. The other
okay,
wings.
I'll try.
Or we could do time walking. But
or we could do it in Taurus. I kind of want to do it. Oh no, wait, my dude's not 60 yet.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm seriously contemplating. You know how like this time during BFA was whenever I decided I want to try tanking.
Are you actually going to try?
Considering my shaman Dags of making him resto. I think I want to try resto shaman. Yeah. It's either resto shaman or resto druid, just because I would do shaman. Like
personally, I like shaman, but because with druid, it's all dot basically. So you don't have that much and if you're not good with it, you kill your mana so fucking fast.
Which it's me, so I would.
Yeah, I do too. Resto is a good balance. You have 2 oh shit totems. You pop your normal, you get the fucking talent that gives you 2 of your base healing stream totem. You click one, you have that up. It has like a 30 or 45 second recharge. Yeah. So if you do it right, you only have a 15-second downtime. So yeah, you can do that. Keep your healing rain up, chain heal whenever you can, but definitely you keep Riptide on a motherfucker on the main dude.
You could try some mythics if you wanted to, because I think
I don't think I want to do mythics just because I haven't tried. I haven't done any mythics.
Really done that. The only
I hate how I'm not doing shit.
Still, the only dungeon that I've done is the Kyrian one, not Necrotic Wake, but the other one.
You haven't done any dungeons?
Well, that's because anytime I've queued up, it's only been that dungeon that has popped up. Like whenever we played and I was tanking, that's the Spires of Ascension. Is that what it's called? That's the only one I've played because that's the only one that's popped up whenever I've
probably because so many people are freaking queuing for their Lego stuffs, their aspects. But hey, Jake, I got an actual question for you, so we'll have it
real quick before I forget. I did pick up Divinity 2 and I played the opening. And
did you get the teleport glove? Are you off the island?
No, I just reached out. Like it's just
okay. You're just at the shipper.
Yeah,
definitely go online and look up teleportation glove.
Okay.
Because it's something you get from a simple quest progression that is integral to the game, Jake.
Okay.
Because what it does is it gives you the spell teleport to where you can pick somebody up and teleport them somewhere.
Cool.
Here's the thing. You don't want to give it to your main guy, because if you do too much damage to your party member, they may leave. But if a party member does damage to you, you're the character who fucking cares.
So I made a dwarven battle mage.
Nice.
That's kind of what I decided to go with. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
I love it.
Like just on the ship. The 2 hours I played was just on the ship.
Oh, it's fun.
Like trying, you know me, I like to try to collect everything in its mama.
Oh
like
yeah, it's hard. That's what I hate about those games with like you, because I'm always the mage and they always put fucking locked shit there. I hate it. It's just there for a rogue. I want to be a rogue, But when you do get the elf lady, save every time you get body parts, because elves can eat people.
Eat the body part, yeah,
and they gain skills. So it's also a side, because the first Divinity Original Sin had this too, or not that, but a thing like that, to where if you had speak with animals, which you always should have, Jake. Always have that on your main character. That's the feat you get, is talk to animals, because it shows some cool shit. But if you're a murder hobo and you kill everyone in a town, you can still continue most quests by talking to animals. Like there's an animal that'll give you the quest as well.
Interesting.
And if you accidentally kill a integral person who in a sequence of quests, like where they're supposed to tell you where to go, and their body part will tell you where to go too. So it's a separate way to continue if you're a murder hobo, which they're expecting you to be a murder hobo.
I just thought that was an interesting take on elves.
Oh yeah. Oh god, dude. The story keeps getting cooler with elves. I'll just say that. But all right, I do have one thing, topic of discussion we can have, Jake.
Yeah.
What makes a good superpower?
Like in general, like
books or... period. Like but it doesn't matter the medium in terms of like period. In your opinion, what is a great superpower and what makes good superpowers?
So here's the thing. I kind of like stuff that's different, right? So like if you think of Rogue is a 1 in a million types, like her superpower, like you know, but
see, I was thinking like, wait, overkill. What about rogues?
but that's almost overkill, right?
No, it literally is kill.
Yeah, literally. Like, but there needs to be a balance. Like, I don't want jubilees. I don't want to, sparkles. Like,
I will say this in terms of just something that seems stupid but can be like top tier if you're smart about it. That is one of those things, because at the end of the day, you're shooting off weird shit. Like if you're able to compress that, you got yourself a goddamn a torch, a welding torch. You could saw through anything with her power if you're smart.
Now, I would say sparkles. Like me, usually whenever the options come up, I usually take telepathy. Like if someone's like, what's a superpower you would like? I don't want to fly. And I only say telepathy because,
you're a non-trusting piece of shit.
No. I mean, maybe slightly, because here's the thing. People have this side of them that rarely they speak about, if ever, right? Like whether it could help endear or not endear someone to them, like they just keep it totally bottled up, right? Like you never know if someone's being like, you never know if they're being legit. You kind of have to take it at face value or you don't.
Oh, right? That's beauty. You just don't. Everybody. It's a joy knowing everybody's as full of shit as I am. I'm just more accepting of that fact.
Yeah. Well, and I just and part of it is because I do find people fascinating. Like for as ridiculous as humans are, it's also like they're complicated creatures. Like humans are complicated, right? Like we try to make it seem like that it's direct, straightforward, and all of this other stuff, but it's not. Like I was having this conversation the other day. It's like humans want to put difficult things in a black and white type of scenario because the gray area is too difficult to argue or discuss. It's a whole lot easier to take a complicated situation and make it black or white, because then you don't have to have a discussion and you could just say, no, this is how I feel and I'm firm on this ground and you're not going to move me. And that does no good, right? Anyway, so I usually say telepathy, but
that's too much. I don't ever want to fucking hear what people have to think.
Not like Charles Xavier
level. I don't want because Jake, I've heard what they say, and what they say is horrible. So what they think is even worse. I don't want none of that because Jake, I would become a serial killer.
Like I wouldn't want Professor X level.
God no.
Like maybe Jean Grey level.
Jean Grey is an Omega class fucking. She's a god, Jake. Oh, I don't want to be the most powerful person. I want to be the most powerful god. No. Even without Phoenix, Jean Grey is an Omega level mutant, Jake. That's a lot of fucking power. Give me Psylocke, okay? Give me Psylocke. It's not as hard. She has other skill sets where she'll
if I gave you Psylocke, it would be that hard.
Oh my God. I don't know what's worse. The fact that you just said that, the fact that I'm dying now because of all these fucking I gave them cheese, Jake. Like the cheese was starting to get a little bit old. So I gave them the rest of it. Oh God.
I definitely wouldn't want to be Legion, but really,
God, no.
Like whenever I think about it,
you'd have to have that stupid hair.
The most fascinating, superpower would probably be Magneto, because if you think of the universe and the way magnetism and its various forms play into like the very foundations of physics and what we know, like it's absolutely fascinating. And
his is more, it's just metal, but he keeps saying it's magnetism. He has control of metal. Every time he says like it's magnetism, like you find out that no, bitch, you just control metal.
but I never really thought about it until that. What the hell was the name of that?
Fatal Attraction.
Was it Fatal Attraction?
The one where he ripped out the bones?
Yeah, like all the adamantium from.
And where he was going to actually fucking make the world spin weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was whenever I was like, holy shit, this is legit. Right.
And also it was all for a fucking reason, because it was in response to, oh God, what was the name of the virus? Was it the Legion virus?
No.
It was the but yeah, the fucking virus that Colossus kills himself to fucking. It was like, oh, that's a man-made virus, huh? Okay, I'm gonna burn the fucking world. Legacy. It was the Legacy virus.
Oh, Legacy, yeah.
But I'm actually gonna give you a curveball on mine, Jake. Sure, what makes a good superpower is, in my opinion, ease of use and types of use. Okay. Something that has too many rules to it. And hell, magnetism, I personally, mainly because I've been watching fucking Static Shock again on HBO while I work, is Static's version of magnetism, because he can actually combine two objects. He can stick a person to a wall with magnetism because it's electricity, electromagnetism is his power, technically.
So basically you're getting around to why you love Gambit so much.
Oh no, I love Gambit to death. I would sit here, Jake, if we were not like an hour and a half into this conversation.
We're not only an hour.
I would fucking go into the entirety of his ongoing.
Really cool. Like his superpower
in its actual version is fucking ridiculous. He's an Omega level threat, but he couldn't control his power, so he had fucking Sinister lobotomize him. So his power is technically in the alpha set, like the lowest tier, but his use of it is great. It's incredibly smart. and he knows how to perfectly use it, because he's not just he can also technically use it on his own cells, but not in an explosive way. More of how it takes potential energy and turns it into kinetic energy. Well, if you do it on non-living things, it's explosive. But when he does it on himself, he's incredibly fast and agile because all his potential energy is kinetic energy now. He is not potential energy. Everything he does at a 10 because he does not have potential energy. It's great. It's
but see, I think that's why the parameters you set up is one of the reasons why I always loved Wolverine and Logan, right? Like, especially as you start to read more and you start to understand better how, like, his struggles with, you know, his abilities, like being brainwashed essentially and losing all, or not even
and
brainwashed,
also,
but just losing all of those memories and basically being a torture tool.
What
like,
I wish
being tortured and it's just, and I've always liked Wolverine and Logan. Like, I know it's so pop to say that shit, but I was
there's a reason he's the favorite. There's a reason he's top 3, Wolverine, and then it's it all depends on who you are. It's either Nightcrawler or Gambit. Top 3, X-Men. There's no it's kind of like saying which Power Ranger do you want to be? Tommy. There's a reason it's the fucking answer.
I actually kind of like Beast and even like OG Angel. I find interesting. I fucking hate Cyclops. That's one thing I do know.
Cyclops is because he's a Boy Scout. His power is fucking amazing. He can be really cool, and he's great in Wolverine comics because
Age of Apocalypse Cyclops is
fucking
the best Cyclops,
you goddamn edgelord. But no, having Cyclops in Wolverine comics lets Cyclops shine, because as much as Wolverine hates him, he knows there's a reason he's the leader after a while.
Just like the X-Men, the revamp with Chris Claremont, like where they had the 2 different teams, like the blue team and the yellow team, and like Cyclops led one and Wolverine was leading the other.
Wolverine or Storm.
Yeah.
Andor.
Yeah. But and that, I think that's whenever that really, I think it was Chris Claremont that did that.
The 92 one.
Yeah.
That was Claremont and Jim Lee.
Like anyway, but no, I love that revamp. And I totally agree. Like, that situation is where, you did give the opportunity to.
I haven't said mine. You just assumed.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And you're gonna think it's a low random one, but this is something I've actively thought about, Jake. I personally think, especially, I will have to explain why, Jake, but it is the teleportation from Jumper, the movie Jumper, the Hayden Christensen movie, because you can teleport anywhere if you can see it, not anywhere that in direct line of sight. If you're looking at a picture of the Vatican, you can teleport to that window you're seeing in the Vatican. Think about the way the world is now. Think about like, oh God, I need to go somewhere. Let's go to Google Satellite. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go. Okay, I see that roof right there. Teleport to that fucking roof you see on your phone. The whole world is mapped just about. Fuck, using Microsoft Flight Simulator, you could get goddamn anywhere now. Because my Flight Simulator has an accurate representation of most of the world, for God's sake. Think about how powerful that is. Not in a, I will destroy the world, or you just want to go somewhere. You want to see something. Just, you're there. And now it's so fucking easy. And if you're worried about, people seeing you, like, oh God, people can see you. Like, okay, let's go to this roof. I'll teleport to that roof because it's one of the highest ones. And from that roof, I'll take a peek over the corner and figure out where to teleport from there, where there's not a lot of people. Like, okay, how about in between those 2 cars right there that are in the back of Walmart's parking lot? Bam, there, step out. Nobody sees you because you're too busy stuck in a fucking line at McDonald's. It's so, in my opinion, that would be such a fun power. And it would work so well in today's day and age, because as fun as Magneto's power would be, The moment your ass is flying around, somebody's going to throw a rock at you. All right. You can't really have fun with it. Telepathy, you're going to let something slide. There's no way you can't. Like the moment someone thinks, fuck this piece of shit, you're like, no, fuck you. Like, what? It's like, what? There's so many hard, as fun as it would be, like, as fun as, well, I don't think cellular regeneration would be fun because I keep thinking about the fact that your cells are regenerating, they're not repairing. So if you get shot in the head, you lose all those memories because those cells like they recreate themselves, but the memories that were there probably aren't there too. So you're just a jumbled mess up in your brain cage. As awesome as it would be to, what would you do with pyrokinesis other than just light your fucking finger on fire every now and again? Like oh, dude, shit, the pilot lights out.
Cigarettes, that would be nice. Like whenever I still smoked, pyrokinesis would have been dope because I wouldn't have had to keep track of lighters.
Exactly. There's so little that you could think of that you could do. Flight would be hard to fucking deal with because then you have to deal with people. Like there's so many things you have to like account. Like
I wouldn't want flight. That's that one. I know I would not want. I wouldn't
because you know flight. A little bit about physics.
Well, not just that. It just
it's so hard to fucking do anything,
man. And you know, as we're kind of talking about this, do you remember who my favorite Avenger is?
White Vision?
No,
that's who you always played with on the game.
Actually, that's not who I always used.
Who?
I always used Hawkeye. And like my love for Hawkeye was even reaffirmed in the Avengers movies, especially Age of Ultron, because it's really calling out that he's not he's not like that.
He just is skilled. He's skilled.
Yeah, because that whole discussion he has with Wanda, he's like,
that was pretty cool. I got a fucking bow and arrow.
And I've got a bow and arrow, right? But he's like, look, I'm here because it's my job to be here, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Even if it means dying, I'm going to do my part to take care of this job, right? Because that's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
And
he's a goddamn jobber.
And like, that's one of the reasons why, because I never really, I remember reading some at Jeff's, but I don't remember ever really buying a whole lot of Avengers comics, but that's why I bought the whole disassembled thing, was because it ended with Hawkeye dying in the comic, which I actually fully expected to happen in Age of Ultron. I'm like, they're just going to go full Avengers disassembled, and
but then you realize that they were being fucking petty. They are really upset about Day of Future Past, so they fucking killed Quicksilver. That screams of an Avi Rod fucking move. That guy is so fucking petty.
Yeah.
That screams of oh, you're gonna fucking try and do shit like that, because they fucking added the character just because of Age of Ultron. They realized that they were going to be on there. It's like, screw it, we'll add him into Day of Future Past real fast. Oh shit, it's the best scene in this entire boring movie. Fuck, let's kill Quicksilver instead. That was douche shit. But I
always liked, and again, it's
now. So that like means in terms of superpower, what you would normally use would be Bullseye instead, then, because that is technically a superpower. His is a superpower, not a, because he was just a good pitcher until one day it snapped, and I guess he meta-humaned out. I don't care what people say. Bullseye's too weird to not have superpowers.
Yeah,
his accuracy,
even with Logan, it was sure. Like Origins established that he did have the bone claws, right? Because of course adamantium had to fuse to something whenever he was infused with adamantium. But his biggest thing was always the
Origin didn't do that. That was Fatal Attraction, Jake, not Origin, that established it. It was the Wolverine issue of Fatal Attraction, is because
but there was still a discussion. No, there was still a discussion even after Fatal Attraction, if those were actually his or if they put bones in him.
They absolutely,
that argument 100% existed.
Nah, it was accepted. It was accepted. The people who had that argument were dumb.
I was going to
say, motherfucker has bone claws that come out on their own. How the fuck did they put those tendons in there?
That's why people lost their shit. Some people lost their shit in Origin was because it did establish that.
I thought it was because they didn't think that was Logan. They thought they thought actual Sabretooth's character was going to be Logan, but
they lost their shit over the bone claws. I remember reading that. Yes. Like even in Wizards back then, they were talking about
people are fucking idiots. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Reading that book in that weird little tent I set up in the front yard that summer, that said it for me. That said it for me.
But that's what always was always his superpower, which much like or not Magneto, but a lot like Professor X. Like, at what point does it go from superpower to more of a super hindrance? Right? Because basically you have this crazy cellular regeneration and, sure, you're not immortal or anything like that, but I mean, you're going to, it's almost like being an elf in the D&D, like in the traditional role-playing scape. Like you're just going to get hella old unless you die in battle. Right. And even then Wolverine couldn't even fully do that. Hell, the Hulk ripped him in half and he still regenerated. Right. And that was in a somewhat newer comic.
That was in Ultimate. That was an Ultimate, actually. The Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Universe is best not to talk about because it started great and turned to fuck.
Yeah, except for the Nick Fury. But because
I loved I thought that was gonna, because the fact they even gave him the scars, I thought that was gonna be their backtracking because Wolverine did that to him in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, but anyway,
God, was Wolverine so boring in Ultimate. He was pure fucking edge. I loved the first 30 fucking 50 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. Loved it to death. I love the first 30 issues of Ultimate X-Men, barring the Wolverine shit. But Jesus Christ, they went to hell.
I loved Freedom Fighter Wolverine and Age of Apocalypse. Like him being like the whole revolutionary fuck the man type of thing in Age of Apocalypse. I absolutely love it.
I've tried rereading Age of Apocalypse.
I probably wouldn't enjoy it now like I did 30 years ago. Not even 30, like 25 years ago.
Oh, Jake, it is pure fucking edge. It is all edge, no point. It is just it's a pizza cutter.
But in fairness, that I remember personally purchasing brand new was the Legion Quest and the very first issue of Age of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Sure, we watched the X-Men cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoon, all that, but that is what really
You're wrong. What you got was Alpha and Omega. You got both the issues. But the problem with Age of Apocalypse is Alpha and Omega came out back to back, but the insides, all the shit that happened was in the Gambit and the Externals, Excalibur, all those little things. All those, because it was Excalibur, but it was the Age of Apocalypse, so it's Excalibur. The X-Man, Jesus fucking Christ, it gave us Nathan goddamn Gray, okay? Graystorm, I can't remember.
No, Gray.
The kid sucked.
Yeah.
All right? He was more of a Mary Sue than fucking Cable was. Okay, and that's something.
I was going to say, Cable and Bishop are kind of interesting. Just if you think of them as characters, to me, they're interesting.
Oh, no, Cable has too much of a... Well, basically what you see in the fucking in the Deadpool movie is literally Cable. He's gruff, he's boring, he's only fun when he's oppositing Deadpool in the Cable and Deadpool series that Udon did, which is still amazing, one of the best fucking things Marvel released. But Bishop is funner because he's not a messiah. He's not the son of fucking Cyclops and Jean Grey's clone sent to the future because he's going to kill Apocalypse, destined to kill Apocalypse, who has more Mary Sue than goddamn Scott Summers. He's just a kid who grew up in a fucking concentration camp who wants to fix it so nobody gets concentration camped.
But and also even with villains, right? For me personally, I've never been a fan of Galactus or Darkseid
because they're too hard. They're too much.
or even Apocalypse. Yeah, it's way too much. Like, I get why in the comics you have to have this
world ending shit.
Yeah. Like, I get it comic book wise, but entertainment wise, it was
there.
it was never there for me. Like, I always preferred stuff like that happens in Secret War. Like, knowing that there is an alien race that can basically
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, yeah.
Because Secret War was a galactic entity bringing everybody to a fucking planet. Yeah. Like, I want you to fight like my toys.
Yeah, thank you. So, like, that's more interesting to me, right? Which is
then it went a bit overboard.
Hoping that's where they're going to take the cinematic universe, minus the overboard part. But I'm hoping that there's going to be some play with all of that.
With Captain Marvel, that looks like what it's going to be. It looks like that's what Captain Marvel's going to end up being.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I rewatching the MCU movies right now, like in the order that they came out. And of course, like, dude, Falcon and Winter Soldier it's really good. I know you're not going to get Disney Plus.
No,
but
dude, I might get a torrent and download it.
Kurt Russell's son playing Captain America is kind of weird, but in a good way, because he looks like Kurt Russell. He has like that same like jaw and chin, but he's got a big fucking nose. Like, he's got like this honker ass nose. Like, think of the spoof in Spaceballs whenever it shows Princess What's Her Name's original nose. Like, it's kind of jacked up like that, right? But there's times whenever he's talking and you're like, holy shit, that's Kurt Russell. Like, no joke, dude. It's kind of interesting. But
nice.
But watching Falcon and Winter Soldier is very much,
because it's just like a buddy cop show, right?
It's like part buddy cop, like the stuff that you see in Civil War between Bucky and Falcon, which was
really good. Nothing was fucking good. Nothing is like, that whole movie is worth it just for that scene where Cap's making out with his apparently his granddaughter or his step grandniece.
Well, I guess now
it's his grandniece. He was making out with his grandniece. Okay,
but it wouldn't be by blood.
Hopefully, it's not by blood.
Anyway, but
it wouldn't be by blood. Not shit. No. But anyway, still, and then it just cuts to that tiny little Yugo, and they're just.
But remember,
watching our friend make out
in the back seat, and he asks Falcon, he's like, "Can you move the seat up?" And Falcon moves the seat back more, and then Bucky moves to the middle. Falcon and Winter Soldier. They get into a convertible, and Sam gets behind Bucky, and Sam's like, "You're not going to move the seat up, are you?" And Bucky's like, nope. And so Sam just scoots to the middle.
Because I like Sebastian Shaw. I love Stan. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sebastian Shaw was the fucking
what's his name from the Hellfire Club?
Yeah, was Sebastian Shaw from the Hellfire Club. Anyway, he was the king of Spades?
I forget what it was.
Anyway,
but anyway, so there's a lot of callbacks, but no, it's like part buddy.
The Black King. He was the Black King.
Yeah, thank you. It's part buddy cop movie and part like Tom Clancy espionage, Captain America Winter Soldier.
I love Winter Soldier. We talk about that too much.
Yeah, but that's pretty much how the show is set up right now. Like, they're even though they still have their issues and they're still bickering at one another, they're doing all of this like real gray area, like doing things like breaking out Zemo that they probably shouldn't be doing to try to, eradicate this threat that's going on and everything. And it's so good. Even if you torrent it, do it. And the first 4 of the 6 episodes are out now. Like, episode 4 dropped yesterday, and it's just so good, dude. The ending of episode 4 was.
I might give it a try, like, because I've been doing something weird, Jake. I've been doing something evil. To make myself focus more on work, how I still have to have something going on, I've been putting on the Snyderverse movies. I've watched Justice League and Suicide Squad.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna watch the fucking Snyder version soon too. I have opinions. I'll state my opinion. For one, none of the Snyder movies will ever be as good as Birds of Prey. That movie is fucking amazing. You need to watch it. It is fucking great, Jake. That movie is so good because it's well directed. I mean, hell, half the let's put it this way. The simple act of gaze can change the way a movie works. No, Z-E, gaze. Yeah, I know. But in Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn is wearing just about as much as she is in Suicide Squad. But
it's just better written.
The camera never leers, never focuses, never does anything just because it's her outfit is her outfit
because it's Margot Robbie.
Yes, her outfit is part of her personality, not a tool to make you stare at her ass. Yeah. As in, everything is designed around the characters. It is so. I shit you not, Jake. The best scene in this entire thing, Gail Simone. I was reading something she was doing on Twitter, how she fucking nearly cried during a scene she was watching them film that she couldn't talk about, just because there was a scene that every woman fighting scene should have. And it made me realize it was the big action set piece at the end that is beautifully shot. Like, Margot Robbie comes in with a fucking shoe change. She comes in rocking fucking roller skates at one point and does all that shit practically, no fucking stunt double. But there's just a scene where Black Canary is getting super pissed off because her fucking hair keeps getting in her face. And Montoya just stops for a second. Need a hairpiece? Like, thank you. It goes back to kicking the shit out of people. Just that little idea of being pissed off that your hair is getting in your face in the middle of a fight. And something like, I got you, dog.
See, like, I like that because that's like in Infinity War, possibly my favorite scene. I call it the bad bitch battle because I just like the alliteration of it. But that's where, like, you have Black Widow.
Oh no, yeah, when they do the whole
Wakandans, and like you've got these
because you had the huge dude fight, and
characters.
then they had the huge chick fight. Yeah, it was so well shot.
Love it, dude. Love it.
That whole fight scene was set up really well. But if the second Transformers movie can tell us anything, the second or third one where they fucking destroyed Detroit, a 45-minute fight scene is boring. No matter, at the end of the day, if you're at an 11 for too long, you just drop. You're just like, okay.
That's why to me it was at 10, and then Thor shows up with Rocket and Groot, and then it gets to a 12. Like, just thinking about that scene whenever he shows up with Stormbreaker, I've got chills right now just thinking about it, because I'm sitting in the theater and this happens. Like, I'm so happy. It's almost like moved to happy tears. I'm like, oh shit,
wait,
this is gonna be awesome.
Are you talking about Endgame? You were talking about Endgame when you're talking about.
I'm sorry, Infinity War.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the first you said Infinity War, but Endgame is the one with the giant teleporting fight at the end.
No. Remember, he shows up while they're in Wakanda. They're fighting Thanos's.
But you're talking about Black Widow, all the bad bitch moment.
But that's in Infinity War when
there's one
Wakanda.
In Infinity World too.
Yeah.
Huh. I started getting bored. I hated that I was starting to get bored, but I was starting to get bored.
Dude, and then whenever Thor shows up and you have Banner in the Hulk Buster armor, he's like, oh, you guys are so screwed now. Like, that, I freaking love it, man. Like, that scene is so good. But I get what you're saying. Like, if it's all just
too much, like the end of Endgame was too fucking much. It was great. It was great. But the fact that it was all just, it was them taking their lap. There was no real stoppage in the fighting scenes. It was just action. Up until
Captain hears Sam say "on your left," I agree. Like, that fight with Iron Man,
that shit was Thanos, 8 movies in the waiting,
dude. But whenever, like, from the snap reversal, and you have like all of the different Doctor Strange portals showing up and everybody coming through. Good.
It was good, but check it. Like,
I get what you're saying. But that's the down part of the fight, though. Like, whenever that happens, that's supposed to be like bringing it down, because Captain America's like, we're dead. We're losing this fight. And so it's simmering down, and then you hear "on your left," and you're like, Oh shit. And I don't know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I kind of see it more as like that operatic moment, right? Like that high pitch of act 3 that just, grabs you by the boo-boo. And I was going to say something now and I totally forgot what it was. Shit. Anyway.
Well, then you know what?
But dude, and Torrent WandaVision.
That's the main reason I was thinking about doing it, because I keep hearing how well it's done.
Boo Kat Dennings anyway, but like
it's impossible not to. Even though like her and fucking the second Thor movie was boring as shit, but yeah,
I thought she was fun. She was probably the best part of part 2, but
there was hardly any good parts of part 2. Renee Russo was the best part of part 2. Renee Russo's just great. She was her character was great, and the way she just perfectly summed up everything of how wonderfully acting and how much she actively gave a shit about Loki. Still, like, it was so fucking good. Well, and I hate it because like, oh shit, she's gonna die to this movie.
And she did. If you're not a fan of the comic books and you only know Wanda as she exists in the MCU,
that's fine.
Like WandaVision, like those type of people, WandaVision bored them the first couple of episodes.
Why? Because her whole character was fucking
again,
like,
but
trauma.
Those are the people who aren't
processing trauma. That's her whole character in MCU.
Exactly, but
or the EU.
The people who aren't as aware of it and they only know her she exists in those movies.
That's what I was talking about. In the movie universe, that's all her existence is this trauma.
We know who Wanda's powers, like she's legit.
Her whole life is sad.
And like one of the most powerful mutants, right? And so
no. Most powerful beings.
Or beings, sorry.
Full stop.
Okay.
Full fuck.
Thank you.
She uttered a sentence and wiped and ruined my favorite comic book series. That's how good she is. She ruined my favorite series that was out at the time because I loved New X-Men or X-Men Academy because I loved stories about the school. Then she killed all the mutants and fucking ruined my books that I loved. Yeah. Asshole.
So like, so in the show, it is kind of a slow burn, but knowing what you do, like it all makes sense. You have an idea of what's going on. And then it's revealed that she's just manipulating reality.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool. And then it starts to say why each episode is basically like a specific era of sitcom.
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of think pieces on it, and it just makes me want to kind of watch it more. So that's why it actually made me stop my whole I'm not torrenting things. I should start torrenting again, because if you're going to steal from somebody, steal from Disney. Yeah. They fucking stole from everybody else. Fuck them.
What's the daughter's name? The Rambo? Is it not Monica? Monica's the mom. But anyway, the daughter.
Rambo.
What the hell? Like Captain Marvel, her.
Oh yeah, woman, I heard that. Like I heard that daughter, her kid. Yeah.
Her kid is in it. And
yeah.
She,
gets powers Kat is going to be in. Yeah.
Kat Dennings and Asian Jim are kind of talking about Wanda and her powers, and Rambo is kind of like, well, she was kind of in the process of ripping Thanos into pieces whenever he ordered an artillery strike on her. So I'm pretty sure that she's one of the most powerful beings we know of. And it's just kind of like this throwaway, and she's like super serious about it. She's like, she was beating Thanos on her own and he had to use an artillery.
He had to kill half his fucking army to stop her.
Yeah.
Not to finish her, but to distract her, because she then had to keep other people from dying. He didn't do that to stop her. He did that to distract her. Yeah. So
it's anyway, do it. Like you're going to enjoy both of them. Like I freaking love Falcon and Winter Soldier because of course I do. But yeah. Anyway.
All right, dear viewers, with that, I believe that's about going to do it. Yep. Haven't had comic talking ever. Haven't fucking bought a comic in over a decade.
I bought some like in 2014 or 2015.
That reminds me. Jake, dear viewers, everybody, go watch Invincible on Amazon.
I've heard it's really good.
It's good. I don't like the fact that it stops at episode 4. It tweaks it slightly, so it's not exactly up with the comic. Like, the thing that happens, it is shown in its entirety from start. Because like in the end of the comic, when the bad thing happens, which I'm not going to say in case somebody haven't seen it, it's explored after it's shown up, because it just shows like, wait, what happened? What? Gone. And then after the fact, it shows it shows like the dude's standing over them. But this one, it shows it from start to finish, what they're showing as it happened, and then it goes off into a murder mystery with the new character. I think it kind of falls in that aspect of having the whole murder mystery when you know what happened as the viewer. There's no mystery.
That good old dramatic irony.
There's no mystery whatsoever. And half the time you already know anyway, but still. But it's just, you see everything that happens, and then people try to piece it together. Like, and they keep trying to put dramatic tension on who done it for you. Like, you can tell, like, a lot of the tension is trying to be given towards the audience instead of the characters. So but it's still good.
Cool.
And there is such good casting in this show. It's great. Like, yeah, Jason Mantzoukas as Rexplode is the best, because Rexplode is, oh my god, he's even more horrible in the show than he is in the comic. Seriously, because holy shit, he's an asshole. But no, it's great. It's great. Cool. I want it to have more episodes, because Amazon likes to kill good shows. It fucking murdered the Tick. Oh, it murdered the Tick, you mother. I do not want it to murder this until it gets to the Omni-Man fight, which is weird. That should be the end of the season, but it ends on him coming back from Mars. It should end in the Omni-Man fight, because the Omni-Man fight is glorious. There should have been 5 episodes, not 4. And the 5th episode should have been the fight. The fight is great, because I think the fight happened right when he got back from Mars, which means, haha, dear viewers, if you can see this, if I do end up uploading this, right there, that's the fucking first omnibus. Yep. Right there's the second one, and I don't have the third one yet. The third one's the final one. I need to get it. Love fucking Invincible, my favorite comic book. I love, and the art design. I love the fact that it's off Otley. I'm sorry, the first person who did the art. I love Otley's art just a little bit more. It's so fun. Yeah. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because they all look kind of like it kind of reminds you of how Hercules tried putting designs to Greek pottery art. You know how it gives you that idea of old Roman, old Greek art.
I get it, because like I like Jim Lee, and I like is it Alex Ross?
Alex Ross is a fucking painter who does too much. I'm not saying that as in he's bad. That man does too much. He does way too much. It's too good. Yeah. He does too much.
Yeah. But you know, there's something to be said where it's just more
expressive. Like Jim Lee's art, his ink work is so good.
Like, oh yeah, the ink.
That's what does it. It's the line. That line work is so good. It just pops.
And I know that this may not be the best, but legit, I think that's one of the reasons why myself and others, like, I won't say that he's my all-time favorite artist, but I think that's why Todd McFarlane is Todd McFarlane, because
he is distinctive. I will say that.
And you know, like everybody jokes like he put Spider-Man in positions, like in these contoured positions but
that's sort of the point of Spider-Man. He's supposed to be weird looking when he does his shit.
And it's kind of a meme, but it's true. Like what he did.
When you think of a Spider-Man cover, you think of two things. One of him hunkered down like that. The other with like his leg all up like that. When you think of Spider-Man covers, you think of the two fucking McFarlane ones.
That number Why? 300?
I don't know. Why? Because they're goddamn conic. those are iconic shots because they are well fucking. Your vision is directly on his head, and you're seeing the weird shit he's doing with his body. Because guess what? Spiders are fucking weird. They do weird shit with their bodies.
His framing of panels was just
don't ask him to draw a woman.
Yeah, right. But no, I mean, it's probably a meme, but it's a hard.
Oh, it is a meme because let's look at what do you think about Spawn? His cape, that stupid cape that they made fun of in the movie. You know how bad it is when you're made fun of by your own movie. That is one of the worst movies ever made. That's bad. Like that fucking cape was like a mile long. What the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
No. I will as many problems I have McFarlane as a human fucking being who ruined they built Image to where artists need control of their art. You create a character, you own that character. Unless I want to make a toy of them, in which case, fuck you, I own it. Fuck all of you. Let's put it this way. Image Comics was saved by Invincible. It was saved. You know why? What do you think about when you think about Image? Grim, dark, boring. All right. You got Spawn, Savage Dragons.
Boring is subjective, but
Grim dark is no. Okay, Grim dark is boring. It just gets boring after a while. As much as I love Shadowhawk, that was grim dark and boring because it was so fucking brutal. That's
grim dark, boring, except for whenever it was brutal, because then you're like,
Savage Dragon had some fucking light to it just because the guy was funny.
Yeah.
And that was usually what Image was all this grim dark shit and the Top Cow stuff, which was kind of funner, but it was so
grim dark was seen as being edgy. Back then, because
that's all they cared about.
But if you just think about the not just pop culture in the world, but grim dark was edgy. Right?
And let's also not forget the other 30% of Image was Rob Liefeld recreating Wolverine for the 18th fucking time. But with Invincible,
what's the name of that dude?
Bloodshot, Blood Spoil, Blood Dark, Dim Grave. Really, it's just a bunch of stupid names. But anyway, Image when Invincible came out, it was kind of like in the Watchmen style, a play on archetypes. You had Superman, you had Justice League. It was about the son of Superman, basically, whose dad was actually Vegeta. But he introduced in this world, since there are so many superheroes, he introduced other, they had side characters. There was Brit, there was a Tech Jacket, there was all these other characters that were just there. And then what happens? People want to see stories about those characters. Tech Jacket gets one. Brit gets one. Fuck, Science Dog, who is a comic book character that fucking Mark Grayson loved the comic book of. That's how he existed. It was a giant fucking Irish setter. A humanoid dude with an Irish fucking setter's face. He named Science Dog, which the show changed to Seance Dog, and it pissed me off. I want to see a goddamn steampunk puppy. So yeah, just all these characters and all these other comics started coming out and revitalized, fucking put a shot in the arm of goddamn Image, gave it some fucking color. Great. Image it got a lot better after that. I started reading a lot of Image comics after that. It was fun, but this has already gone on too long. It's a long fucking episode. So I already did that's all about gonna do. Jake, tell them where they can get at us.
You can find us on the Twitter machine at APQ Podcast.
Capital A, capital B, capital Q.
Podcast. Send us an email, brothersquarrel@gmail.com. Find us on all of the podcatchers minus SoundCloud.
And maybe on YouTube. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see about this episode because this one was for once tight. And the only pause was when I was laughing at you. Jake, pause are not boob grab. You don't say pause. You go pause. You don't you don't boob squeeze for pause.
I was watching, I think it was a preach video, and he said pause, and I went pause. I don't know why, dude. Why?
No, I know why, Jake. What you just did, you may not know what you just did,
but Jesus knows.
No. Oh. You remember the Double Dragon movie? When there was like showing all those gangs, there was those guys with the big fucking Mickey Mouse hands going, you just did that. And why the fuck did I? Oh, you know why I know that? Every time I used to wash my hair and get like suds all over my hands, I'd go like those fucking assholes. For years after watching that movie. So I'm sorry, y'all. That was bad. All right. Well, since that kind of ended, we here at A Brother's Quarrel would like to remind you that no one ever truly wins an argument.
Unless you two, you as well, agree that Civil War is the greatest comic book storyline ever.
Ew, no. Ever. Fuck no. It wasn't even like top 10.
Shut your
We're going to have that discussion. We'll have that discussion next time.